Hey, what's going on, traders? This is Let's Get Technical Part 2. If you haven't seen the first one, I highly recommend that you start from there and then come over to this video. In the first one, we discussed candlesticks and what they are and how to use them, as well as we gave an intro into support and resistance. Now, we're going to be going into more advanced types of support and resistance that we can use in our trading. So before we jump into the more advanced types of support and resistance, I just want to give a real quick recap on what exactly support and resistance is. So support and resistance are levels on a chart that the price tends to not go above or below. Like I said in the last video, the support is the floor. The price usually won't fall below it. And the resistance is the ceiling. The price usually won't go above it. So now that you have a general understanding of what support and resistance are, we can kind of start to use it in our trading. If there's a resistance level above the current price, then more often than not, that resistance level will hold and the price will start to trade in the opposite direction once it hits that point. Vice versa for the support. In the last video, I showed you what price support was. These are key points on the chart in whatever asset that you're looking at that at certain prices, for whatever reason, it does not want to go above or below. And usually that means that buyers don't think that it's worth this little and sellers don't think that it's worth this much. Resistance and support levels. So in my opinion, there is only 5 key types of support and resistance that you need to take into consideration when you're using your technical analysis and you're trading with technical analysis. The first one is range bound. The second one is a trend line. The third is the trading price, very similar to what I showed you in the last video. The fourth one is psychological resistance and support. And the fifth one is based off your studies, moving averages, these 50 and 200-day lines that you see here. These can be used for support and resistance. Let's quickly go over each of these and discuss them in further detail. So the first one, like I said, is range bound. And we're going to be using Amazon for each and every one of these examples because we can. So when it comes to range bound support and resistance, these are the horizontal levels on a stock price that it tends to stay between. And for Amazon, we can kind of see that there's these extremities out here that tend to hold as resistance. And there's some extremities out here that tend to hold as support. This is what range bound means. It's that it's trading in this rectangular style of box, and it doesn't usually go outside of this box. Occasionally we'll get this, this push to the upside, but we eventually find ourselves into this box right here. So this is range bound support and resistance. This is when the stock is moving sideways, consolidating and staying relatively in the same area. The second style of support and resistance is called a trend line, and it has the same concept. You connect the bottoms and the tops to form resistance and support levels. But in this case, trend lines are either angled up or they're angled down. And I'll show you an example. So we're going to remove this drawing and this one down here, and we're going to focus on this area right here. So in this area right here, we can see that, let me switch over, sorry. We can see that for whatever reason, it's kind of angled in the same way of where the price kind of stopped and pivoted to the opposite direction, which is, to the upside. And we can draw these lines underneath these levels of support of where it bounced and extend it out. So we're going to extend this one to the right. Now this is a bullish trend line. It is a support level that is angled up, which we want our assets to go up and increase in price. So we can use this trend line to buy either off of it, or if we're already in the play, to continue to see if it'll trend in the same way that it's been trending and it'll hold this support. The minute that this trend line breaks down to the downside or breaks it, that's bearish. That is signaling a change in direction for that certain asset, and we might see a reversal because it broke that trend line support to the downside. Trend lines work both ways though. So this would be considered a bullish trend line support level. On the other hand, there is a bearish trend line resistance level. And this is the same concept, except we're plotting it on the extremities of where the price changed direction. So for right here, this is a trend line resistance level. We had a point right here that it couldn't break, and then we had it again right here. And if we connect these two levels, we'll see that this is a trend line to the downside. So this usually means that if it comes and tests this level, it might have a hard time breaking it. But when we do, that's when we signal a reversal to the top side. So we broke it right here and then we started trending back up. But now let's add something on top of that, because trend lines are very similar to channel. So I need to put an asterisk on this style of trading because it is trend line / channel support and resistance. A channel is very similar to range bound, except it's angled either up or down. So right here we have a channel to the upside. We connect these support levels of where it pivoted and went the opposite direction of where it bounced at this trend line. And then we can connect the upper extremities of where it reversed to the downside. And as we connect these levels, we can see that this is very similar to being range bound, except it's not horizontal, it's either angled up or down. So this is channel support and resistance. It's just connecting the upper extremities and the below extremities and seeing exactly where they're falling in line. And we can use this to either sell at the top of this channel or buy at the bottom of the channel. Trend line support and resistance goes hand in hand with channel support and resistance, so be aware of that. So let's switch over to the third style of support and resistance, which is just the trading price of whatever asset that you're looking at. There are certain points, or certain price points I should say, that will hold as a ceiling or as a support for whatever reason. And there's probably good reason behind it, but for whatever reason, there are points on a chart that will hold as support or resistance, and you can use these to buy off the support level or buy near the support level or sell near a previous resistance level. And this is very similar to just being range bound, except it's more specific. So for range bound, I would consider the bigger outer and lower extremities to be the range. This is usually the range that this certain asset will trade in. But when you start getting into specific trading price points of support and resistance, that's when you start going into the finer details of the chart and seeing that, well, for whatever reason at this level, for example, this level, which is around 3240-ish or 3250, for whatever reason, this level tends to hold as resistance and support, vice versa. Like I said, old resistance becomes new support. And for whatever reason, this level down here tends to hold as support. So trading price, specific trading price support and resistance is key, and it's more specific than just being range bound. Okay, so now let's discuss the fourth style of support and resistance, which is called psychological support and resistance. And this one, I think a lot of people tend to forget when they're trading, and it's very important. But psychological support and resistance has nothing to do with, I would say it has nothing to do with the actual chart, and it has everything to do with how we feel, us as traders feel at certain levels. And these psychological support and resistance levels are usually the $0.50, 50 cents, the $0.25, 25 cents, or the full dollar, or the $0.75 of a dollar, 75 cents. These levels, 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, a dollar. These are called psychological support and resistance because as traders, we usually get some sort of profit taking or some sort of buying into something at these levels because that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. That's why it's called psychological support and resistance, because psychologically, us as traders, we like those areas to buy or sell at. Let me quickly clarify on this because I said cents, but it's not just cents. It's not 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. It's also the dollar levels, the $25 level, the $50 level, the $100 level. The step to the major milestone steps, I guess you can say, are the key levels of psychological support and resistance. Okay, so the fifth and final style of support and resistance, in my personal opinion, because there's probably different styles of support and resistance that other people take into consideration, but these are the main five for me. The fifth one is just our studies, what we use on our chart. And this will vary depending on your style of trading or what you like to use on your chart. But usually I use the moving averages. Now this is very simple. Moving averages move alongside the stock price. I'm not going to go into detail what the moving averages are as of yet. I'll make a video in the future. But these moving averages move right alongside the stock price and will hold as support or resistance. That's it, plain and simple. So if this one, for example, this is the 50-day moving average, simple moving average, the 50-day will tend to hold as support or resistance. So right here, we're bouncing off the 50-day. Plain and simple. Those are the 5 styles of support and resistance that I use, but I quickly want to call out some things before I close out this video, and there's just things to note with support and resistance levels. So first things first, support and resistance can be plotted for any time frame. So right now I've been using the 100-day 4-hour chart, but you can use the 3-month 1 day, you can use the 1 day 5 minute, 1 day 1 minute. Support and resistance levels, trend line support and resistance, whatever you want to use as support and resistance levels, everything that I broke down in this video can be used on different time frames. That's it. The second thing I want to call out is that these levels are not exact levels. Just because we plotted a line at 32.46 something, 26 cents, doesn't mean we're going to sell at exactly that dollar amount, because this is pretty much used as guidance. Around these levels, there tends to be some sort of reversal to the opposite side. So we need to be aware of that. The last thing I want to call out in regards to support and resistance levels is that they're not all equal. 2 main points for this. The longer term support and resistance levels will always be stronger than the shorter term support and resistance levels. And the ones that have been tested the most often and the most frequently are the stronger ones in comparison to the ones that are just one-off changes in direction at a certain price. The ones that have been tested the most are the strongest, and the longer term ones are the strongest. That is going to be the end of this video, traders. If the information I presented was helpful, please leave a like. It helps out a whole freaking bunch. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out my Twitch channel. I'm still trying to get people over there to follow me. I really want to start doing these sessions live and having, live talks with you all. If you're interested in that, go check out my Twitch channel. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.